today's video, we're going to be going over stress-free inventory management. Now, I am not an expert in inventory. I have almost bankrupted my company, and I've done it almost twice. I did it once when I ordered too much inventory, and then we actually ran out of all of our best sellers once as well. So too much inventory, not enough inventory. I've made both mistakes. Both mistakes can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is why I hired Randy Tebow for my business to create a software for my business, but also to create an analysis for me. And he did our inventory management for iLove for about 3 years until we sold the company. And so I wanted to bring Randy on to go over stress-free inventory management. So Randy, take it away.
Thank you, sir. So we're going to go through several things today. Just a little background. I've owned several different brands, sold a few of them, had a 3PL, which was kind of born out of owning a brand that required a lot of like hands-on and shipping. We did a lot of bundles, things like that, shipping things out of our own warehouse. Took on a lot of other friends that like Dr. Travis came on, and through that, our just 3PL just exploded. So it really invented this need for inventory management. I have a background with Chase Bank, Citibank, doing programming analysis. For 15 years, I did all that work, and this kind of all came together. Now I started working Profitable Pineapple to bring this as another piece of the puzzle of building an online business. So this is stress-free inventory management. We're going to say goodbye to inventory hassles, and then at any point you guys questions, we'll just take those as we get them. Here's what to expect: challenges and solutions for accurate inventory management. We're going to hit these points today. Accuracy is key, the problem, common mistakes, solution, and then we're going to get into what we're doing, Profitable Pineapple Express, which is very hard to say. So try it while you're on mute. Try to say that. The first piece is accuracy is key. Knowing your numbers. I don't know if you know my friend Forky over there. If you've never watched Forky Ask a Question on Disney, you need to watch it. It's hilarious.
There's actually a lot of shorts on Disney Plus that are actually pretty good with Forky. Yeah.
It goes, Forky Ask a Question. Hilarious. What are your combined sales? Do you have multiple channels? Have they increased, decreased? What are my stock numbers? What does Amazon need more of? What are my lead times? And so here's an example I put together just yesterday. What I think my sales are. If you think your sales are 10 a day, and you have a lead time of 60 days for a manufacturer, a safety stock of 30 days, you have 700 in stock, that's 70 days of stock. You need to order 200 more just to stay in stock. But if your actual sales are 10 and a half, which is only a 5% increase, I mean, when we do sales numbers, who puts the decimal in? Same metrics, you actually need to order 245, which is a 23% increase in your order. You think you're just because your sales increased by 5%, you need to order 5% more. It's not. It's having accuracy is the biggest thing with tracking inventory, because it's always moving.
Can you just go over briefly what safety stock is? Because when I was doing my inventory, which I never recommend the visionary entrepreneur doing, I didn't do safety stock, and then I ordered way too much, which is kind of like an excess of safety stock. But just go over what safety stock is and how beneficial it can be for you.
Yeah, and we're going to hit that too. So safety stock is really the insurance of your company. You have insurance to protect yourself in case fire happens. Well, safety stock is the insurance in case shipping or manufacturing or delays happen. You having safety stock is actually, let's jump to this right here. Is this the guy holding on to something? You want to hold on to some inventory for the just in case piece. So if you all the time things get lost. We had a warehouse in LA lose a pallet of ours, which is about $20,000 worth of stuff per year, and then they decided they wanted to charge me storage fees. But if we were counting on that, which we were at the time, we all of a sudden lost our inventory. So if we didn't have safety stock, knowing what our lead times are and getting what's in Amazon and what we have in our own warehouse, then we've been out, which at the time we were. So kind of invented the need for safety stock for us. Like, don't order just in time, which we'll cover that. So if you've ever had safety stock, you're probably doing just in time. You're just, okay, I need stock now, let's order it and let's get it to Amazon.
Yeah, and that's a big part of so the first time I had problems with this with safety stock is I ordered too much and it restricted my cash flow. And so we were a profitable company, but we had a shipment get delayed, $100,000 worth of sunglasses get delayed by FDA for about 4 months during our season. And so we actually had to order more inventory to cover that delay, and it restricted our cash flow. And we pretty much had like a $50,000 bill coming up, and we had $1,000 in the bank. And so we were in a tight spot. And then we pretty much got an SBA loan to save the business. And then we hired Randy to fix all that. And when we sold the company, our new company took over, and they did just-in-time inventory with no safety stock. So we ran out of inventory on 4 of our 5 best sellers, which crushed cash flow and crushed revenue. So common mistakes, I've made them both. Don't be Travis. Don't be like me.
Do you remember the time we shipped something, you sent I think it was eye mask, and you need a special FDA certification. We shipped it in, we had the paperwork wrong for the shipping, and it sat in customs for 30 days. And then we had to ship it back to China, get it reshipped back to the US for more clearance.
I do remember that. Yes.
Examples of needing safety stock, because if you were just in time, you would have been out for more than probably 60 days.
Yeah. And that was just one little mistake on paperwork that caused that.
Yeah. Let me go back a few here. So this is knowing your numbers is a huge piece. The problem with getting your numbers, it can be difficult to find them. There's a lot of metrics to track. It's time consuming. There's challenges daily. Something's always coming up, getting in your way to actually doing the needed math or the work to put it on a spreadsheet. Accuracy. Is the owner or CEO doing this? Travis, were you doing your own inventory?
I was, until I hired my wife to do it. And then my wife was doing it until we hired you to do it.
Yeah. And Jenna loved to do it, right?
The only fight that I've ever had in my marriage was over inventory. And it was on a mission trip in front of my mother-in-law. And it was because we kept running out of our bestseller every single month. And because we didn't know what safety stock was. And I was like, just order double. And we had this big argument right in front of my mother-in-law. I still remember it to this day, in our room. And that's what she did. She ordered double that month, and we never had problems again.
Oh, that's you guys could be marriage counselors. Great. So managing inventory is like trying to hit a moving target, as you can hear, and you probably know if you have it, you're always trying to chase after something every day, something different. Common mistakes, safety stock, we talked about that. Having too much, you're going to restrict your cash flow. Too little jeopardizes your cash flow. You kind of put yourself in this tight spot if you have employees or other things to pay for, if you have no product to sell. Just-in-time inventory, we talked about that. It's good and bad. I like to have a combination of both, safety stock in my warehouse, but also allow my manufacturer to ship product to, say, Amazon as I need it. But if they're delayed, I have my safety stock. So I do this even with my manufacturers in China. I'll have them create a large order, let it sit in their warehouse, mostly rent-free, and pay for it as I need it and have it shipped straight to Amazon. So that is just another alternative, but having the safety stock is key. You can't do just one or the other. Manufacturing, know your lead times. How long does it take your manufacturer to actually produce something? What is their supply chain? If you have a product that has multiple ingredients, multiple other manufacturers down the line, what if one of those, you can't find the ingredient, or another manufacturer has a fire or an emergency? What are your shipping delays? Are you using a shipping service that, it's not a big name or has ETAs? These metrics are critical and effective inventory management. Solution: using the right software or a software. Software can serve as a compass, providing a near real-time information and guidance to help you navigate the waters of inventory management with greater accuracy and ease. Spreadsheets are cool, but your time is very valuable. Given the value of time, it may be more efficient to use software solutions that automate inventory tracking and management, allowing the business to focus on other important tasks. Automation is good for software. Saves time, provides accuracy, allows for scalability, and gets you ahead of issues. And what we're doing at Profitable Pineapple is we developed something called Profitable Pineapple Express. It fits our mission to serve 100,000 entrepreneurs and brands on Amazon to help them get them out of the day-to-day grind and help them achieve financial freedom so they can help uplift the world. So this is what we're doing as a company and what we're doing with the software, just as another piece to the pineapple and what the software does. And we'll get into some screenshots of this. It does bundle management, cost of goods, in month inventory, which is coming out this week, inventory management, purchase orders, Amazon restock info, Shopify sales, inventory updates. So you can actually update your inventory into Shopify. You could do the same thing with Amazon, track your Amazon sales. You can update your inventory for FBM. You can, if you have a sale on Amazon, it'll actually go over to Shopify and say, hey, reduce the stock numbers over here, even if you have bundles, and there's analysis as well.
So going back a slide, and you talked about the automation a little bit. And one of the big things that I always go over with you as an entrepreneur is you need to eliminate, automate, delegate. You need to look at everything you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and you need to focus on what's actually moving the needle in your business. And if it's not moving the needle, see if you can eliminate it. And if you can't eliminate it, then you need to automate it with software. And then if you can't automate it with software, you need to delegate it. And so what the software does is it provides an automation solution for you, but then you still need to do the analysis of the data. So what this does is it accumulates all that data that Randy just went over, but it doesn't necessarily analyze it. You have to still go in and look at it and analyze it. And so what we've created is a solution for those that want to just automate all the data aggregation, which is the software. But if you want to analyze things, then we also do that as well. And so we'll have somebody go into your account, they'll look at all the data, and then they'll send you a weekly email to go over the analysis of that data, tell you what to order, where to ship what, and where everything should be, purchase orders, everything, all go into the software. I'm sure you're getting into that, and I'm probably getting ahead of you once again, so I'll let you continue.
No, I think that's good. I mean, knowing this is a piece we want to take off the entrepreneur, the CEO, those that don't like doing it. If you're constantly looking at your inventory going, what do I need to order? That's the piece. Like you shouldn't have to do that more than once a week, really, because you have software to get ahead of the game. And that's what we want to fix. We want to take that whole piece off, because there's times where you need somebody to manually review your inventory, just to, if you don't have an employee doing it, having a service like us do it, because you don't want to spend the time and guess. You want it to be right. You want somebody who knows how to look at it and project out accurately what's coming. So we'll get into what it looks like. This is bundle management. The example here is in the square box. This is a 10 pack of the item above it. So if this 10 packs has 1 or 2 sales, it then multiplies by 10 the sale of the item above it. So this is a black medium chef kit for a kid. So 1 10-pack is like 10 sales on the other one. So that can really impact your sales and your metrics. So knowing that if you have a few of these a week, and this is actually a game changer for us on multiple brands, having bundles. One brand we had, it was about 40% of the business was bundles, multiple items, bundling it together. And it really pushed the business forward and we could manage the inventory this way. How do you know exactly what to order if 40% of your products are bundles and the metrics are all over the place? Keeping track of that is, without software, is real.
It was a mess when we did this. So I'm a big bundle guy. So I think everything should have a bundle. You should have a 1-pack, 3-pack, 6-pack, or in this case, 10-pack, because you cater to parties. And so you know that the 10-pack is going to be bought because of those parties. And what you do is you discount those bundles. So a 3-pack we usually price at 2.25x. A 4 or 6-pack we'll usually price at buy 4 get 2 free. That's kind of scientifically advertisement studied pricing method that works really well. But your pricing for the 1-pack has to be enough to justify that increase or that discount at the higher end. But going back to this, managing that analysis piece of bundles is impossible if you don't have software. Yeah. It was awful. We did it with spreadsheets and it just didn't make sense in your brain. And what you talked about with just a 5% increase, that's a difference between 200 and 250 units. So that's a huge difference. And so using software to do that is so effective. And I can't go over how much this helped us. And you don't have to have your bundles as FBA. They can be FBM, and you don't have to actually bundle them together. They can be sitting on your 3PL shelf. When a 10-pack gets ordered, they pick and pack 10 of them, and then they send them out as FBM. Now, if you see that your bundles are getting ordered frequently, then you might want to consider bundling them and sending them into FBA. We did that with a couple of our products. Once we saw that they were selling 5 to 10 a day, we then started FBA bundle, or we'd bundle them at our 3PL and send them in.
Yeah, and that's actually the exact route we went too, because the one right below that is the FBM of the FBA above it. So once we found out what was selling, which was more of the 3-packs, we started sending the 3-packs in. And you get a whole new customer base. All of a sudden, we're getting schools ordering 10-packs because they have lots of kids. That's a client base we didn't really have before, because we weren't getting multiple orders for 10-packs of single units, but we were getting orders for 10-packs of the grouping. Amazon Restock. So we have a section on here that pulls every day exactly what's going on in Amazon. So these are recommended quantities for this brand. They really need to send some stuff in. This is what Amazon wants you to send in so they can distribute it to your warehouse. Keeps the Amazon metrics in check. You want to be within the little green line of what Amazon wants your metrics. They will give you, they won't penalize you as long as you stay in that. This is the total inventory in Amazon, what's inbound, what's available. What's inbound is great to know, because you might have shipped something in and maybe it got lost in the mail and never showed up. So, it's good to keep track of what's going in at all times. This is the sales per day analysis. So in the example, this is a 7, 14, 30, 60, and 90. And then AP is the analysis period, what we're actually looking at for the analysis. So in the example, our analysis period is based on 70, the very one, on the very right, it's 70.4 sales per day. So everything we're doing is calculating on 70.4 a day. However, you can see the sales are starting to slow down. At the 14-day, it's 67. On the 7-day, it's 55. So eventually the analysis period will keep up. So your Stacy stock is going to be growing. Your warehouse stocks is going to be growing. So these are things that we manually review. We look at this and say, hey, what's happening? When sales drop 12 a day, that's a big deal. So something you want to look at, something you want to point out. Is there something going on? Is there a delay? Is there a problem with reviews? It's something you want to see and go on, because especially at the 90-day, 81 down to 55 on the 7-day, something you want to start looking at and be aware of, especially so this analysis period, I think is built on the 30. If you expect sales to start trending down, we would change the analysis period to be more around the 7 to 14-day. That way you don't overstock. Purchase orders, this keeps track of purchase orders. So it's been a big piece of inventory management. If you order something from your manufacturer, you order 1,000 units, you need to know that the 1,000 units is calculated into your inventory analysis. That way you don't reorder 1,000 units. Keeping track of what your manufacturer has on order is a big deal, and what they've sent you. So in this example, I've ordered 1,000 units. I've received 200 so far, and my costs are below. So I can keep track of my cost as I go. I can keep track of what's coming in, what's damaged, if there's any lost. Shrinkage is a big deal, because one of our products, when it went through customs would steal about 5 to 10 of them. It was a nice watch, very trendy watch, and they would steal 5 or 10 of them. So that's why we created the warehouse, so we could just bring things in, pack them ourselves, because they were stealing them, and then the empty box would go to Amazon. So that would be declared shrinkage. I ordered 1,000 units, but I got 900.
We also got 10 to 20 stolen every single time for their sunglasses.
Yeah, it's crazy. So keeping track of that's good. This is the analysis that kind of where all, like when we do a manual review, this is there just on software, so anybody can look at it that has access. But this is a 90-day analysis period, as you can see. So this is looking back 90 days to say what are the sales. It helps reduce the spikes. If you have a big weekend holiday, this will flatten out those spikes if you do a longer analysis period. And if you got questions on what analysis period is, we can talk about that. Warehouse sales last 30 days, 207. So that would be like Shopify is going to be your warehouse. So in this example, we're 9 days past due on ordering something, and it needs at least 278 units ordered. And there's currently 32 days of stock on hand based on all these metrics. But as you can see below, in the very bottom line, the sales are starting to increase. So from the 30-day to the 14-day, it's gone from 6.9 to 8.3, and now on the 7-day, 9.3. So the analysis period is basing it on the 30-day, which is 6.8. So manually reviewing this, I would look at it and say, I think we should need to change the analysis period to be more closer to the 30, maybe the 14-day, to really get a good look at, because, that's a big increase from 6 a day to 9 a day. So that's where the manual review comes in. Somebody looking at it and actually making that decision, saying this is, even though the software says, hey, we're looking at 6.8, the 8.3 is a big deal. The 9.3 is a big deal when you're considering your stock and you're not having a lot of days left.
Your spreadsheet at the beginning talked about a 5% increase in sales and it being 50 units difference in what you should be ordering. this is a 50% increase in sales almost.
Yeah.
And that's not exact math, but it's pretty close. But that would be a significant difference in what you'd order.
Yeah, you probably need to order close to over 1,000 units based on this new math, It's just guessing. That's why we have software, because I don't want to guess at it. There's a lot of gut feeling that can go into inventory management, but that can also get you in trouble with my gut feeling gave me a lot of stock in my warehouse, or my gut feeling I'm out of stock now because of that. And this is another screen for analysis. You can see this is telling you, you can sort this by give me all the things I need to order. This was 52 days past due. I need to order at least 15,000 units of this. And if you look at the metrics at the top, it's telling you how many units you sold in the last 7 days total, last 30 days, what you have on hand, because your accountants always want to know what you have on hand. Is it accurate? Then your cost of goods, minimum units to order, that $379,000. That's telling you you've got to reserve at least $400,000, $379,000 for your next order. Most manufacturers require a deposit, so then you need to figure that in. But your next order is going to be a chunk of change, and you should reserve for it because it's coming up.
That's
and then
where
there's
profit first comes in.
That's profit first. It's huge. So, and also kind of you can help use that for figuring out your profit first calculations too over time. And that's Profitable Pineapple Express. This is my email address. This is the QR code to the website, so you guys can connect with me there. Email me, set up a time to review it if you have questions, and reach out to Dr. Travis. He likes to talk to people too. I like to talk to people, and we can just kind of review what your business is about, how the software can fit you, and if we can help you out anyway.
Randy at profitablepineapple.com. This is Randy Tebow. He did my inventory for iLove. Highly recommend using the software. Highly recommend using his analysis tools. And you can go to apply to work with us at profitablepineappleexpress.com, or scan that QR code, or you can email Randy directly. Randy, thanks for being on.
Thank you, sir.
Apply to use our inventory management software at www.profitablepineappleexpress.com or email Randy at profitablepineapple.com.